Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. You're doing it.
I did it.
Yep.
Good job. Good job. Way to go. Okay.
Real fast. If I am having something later, how do I then give them host controls, or do you have to do that, Greg?
You should be able to give them host controls if you want. I've turned on the participants can already share if they need to.
Perfect.
I've already put that on.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So the first thing is, if you want like a fun background template for your slideshow, there's a couple different places that you can go. One is Slides Mania. And so you can go and you can browse their different ones. There's ones for education. Let's see. So I click on that one. This one's like a spring background, or let's do simple. They have different ones that you can look at and use in your slideshow. So if you find one that you like, you can look at the different options that they have. And if you choose it, then do Get Google Slides theme. And then here's Slides Carnival. And they have different ones. You can look by color, simple, elegant, playful. Again, you can look at different ones, choose the one that you want to look at more. Click on it, scroll down, and you can look through a few of the different layouts. When you find one that you like, you just click Use as Google Slides theme, and then use template. And then you can go and edit your slides. You can, if you like one and you want to use it more than once, you can copy it and use it again. And there's a whole bunch of different options on how you want it to go, and some of them have different icons on them. And then down at the bottom, they usually have on Slides Carnival more icons that you can copy and paste and use throughout your slideshow. So that's just an option to get a different background in your slideshow. So now let me move this out of my way. So I'm just going to go ahead and start a new presentation. And I'm going to go ahead and insert an image. And I'm just going to search the web right in Google Slides. So I'm going to search for what's a good one? A beach ball. And if I find one that I like, I'm just going to click on it and insert it. But let's say I don't want it to be a square. Something I can do is I can crop it and mask the image. And if I click on this little arrow down, I can crop it into a different shape. So if I want to crop it into a circle, then crop it into a circle. Oops. Let me click on it first, then crop it into a circle. And then I can go ahead and move my circle in. So you can go ahead and change when you crop an image, the shape into any of these shapes. So if I wanted even a heart, it would then be heart. So that's just a way that you can change the way an image is in your slideshow. Another thing that you can do is, if you have, should I left that one? A couple images, like let's say I have a camel. I was doing something with this earlier, insert. And and a lizard. And I had them next to each other, but I wanted the camel to come into front. Then I can right click, and under order, you can bring it all the way to the front. You can send it all the way to the back, or if you have like a few different ones and you want to layer it, that's how you can do it. And if you look over on the right, it also gives you the shortcuts. So Control up arrow will bring it to the front. Control Shift up arrow will bring it all the way to the front. So if I just click on it, Control and up arrow, it'll bring it to the front. So that's how you can layer images within a Google Slides presentation. Something else you can do in Google Slides is when you go to page setup, you can change the size of your slide. So if you do a custom page and change it to 8.5 by 11, you can get the size of a piece of paper. So when I hit apply, now it's like a size of a piece of paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my camel and my lizard off from on top. And I'm going to delete that. And I am going to show you how one way that you can put like a PDF in the back, and then Heather's going to show you another way. Her way is going to give you a better quality, but it's going to have a couple more steps. I'm going to show you just a quick way. So I have a PDF, and I'm just going to, I zoomed out so I could see the whole thing. And now I'm going to use the snipping tool on my computer. So I'm just going to open the snipping tool. I'm going to make a new one, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to snip that. I had the little zoom thing in the way, but that's going to be okay. And I'm going to save as, sort animal. So when you're putting something in the background, it has to be a PNG. So now I'm back here. I'm going to go to my background, click on background, choose image, and it's on my computer. I go to my recently, it's right here. I open it. Done. Now it's going to be the background. So now the students won't be able to move this in any way or manipulate it or delete that background. So now it's nice so the kids could then take any of the images that you have and drag and drop them and put them on top. Heather, would you like to show PDF Candy?
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I would.
Okay, let me stop.
Okay, let me share my screen. We're gonna do this one. Okay, so the way Katie showed you is a faster way to get a quick snip of an image, but this way will keep your quality high and is the method I usually do with something like this. So there's a website called PDF Candy, and I'll have one of our teammates put that in the chat for you. But when you come in here, this is a free PDF editor that you can do lots of different things. This is great for even different things that I'm going to show you today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I have a PDF and I want to take it to a JPEG. So I'm going to click this option. Then I'm going to go add a file. You can add from Google Drive or Dropbox. I actually have this file on my computer, so I'm going to add it from here. I'm going to go to my downloads. It should be right here. So then I take this PDF and I can open it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this PDF, I think it's like 15 pages, and I'm going to actually break it apart into individual images. So it will ask you, how do you want to convert it? I always do high quality, and then I'm going to do convert PDF, and it just takes a minute to do this. And after after it converts it, it's actually going to put it in a zip file, and it will ask me where I want it to put this file. I'm going to actually just put it to my downloads on my computer, but you could definitely put this to your Google Drive. And once I put it in the zip file, I'm going to have to unzip it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So it's finished converting. It's going to ask how I want to download it and where. I'm going to download it for Windows. And then it will just download for me. I don't know why that popped up today. Oh, actually, sorry. I just needed to come right here. It's not download. This is different. You just come here to download file. And then it'll ask me where I want to download it. And then I'm going to open this up. I've got to come one step back out. Okay, so here's my zip file. I'm going to do a right click on it, and I'm going to do extract all. So I'm going to unzip this file that was compressed, and I'm going to hit extract. I'm going to hit replace. And now here are my images that so it took the PDF and it now made these all as images. So now what I can do is I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go open a Google slide. And Katie showed you how to change the background size, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to come down to page setup. There we go. And I'm going to do custom, and I'm going to do 8.5 by 11. And now I've got a paper size for me. And just like Katie did with the snippet, I'm going to come to background because I want it in the background so students can't move it. And then I can come here to choose image. And I'm going to upload it since it's on my computer. And then it's an Easter file. I'll just come down. So here's my file. And now I can decide which pages I need of this. So I know I'm going to need page 6, 7, 8, or I guess I can only do one at a time. So I need page 6. Going to upload that. And then now it will set it as my background. I had a teacher that this lesson was actually for her. She had a digital worksheet or a PDF of a worksheet that she was going to do in class and wanted to do kind of a digital worksheet. So this is how we got it online, and we put it in Google Slides. And then I just showed her that you can add a text box for the kids right here, and then put like type here in it. And then now the kids, I'm going to duplicate that by Control D. Now the kids have kind of a place to write it. And I can click that text box again and do a Control D to duplicate it. And now I've made kind of a digital worksheet online. So that's how you can get a high quality PDF image into Google Slides, and you can kind of convert it into a worksheet, a digital worksheet if you like. Katie, do you have anything else you want me to show them with that?
I think that's good, unless there's anything else you want to show them.
I think that's good. I will let you take back over.
Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but another way you can get a new slide when you just want a new slide to open, Heather typed it in, she did slides.new, and then it automatically opens a new slideshow or starts a new slideshow for you. A cool thing about Google Slides is that you can insert a video, a YouTube video. So let's search, I like how Greg always does Studio C. So if I just choose a video that I want to insert, I can also look by the URL or from my Google Drive. I'm going to insert this video. And now off to the side, you see that I have the format options, and I can actually go and start this video at 1 minute and 30 seconds and end it at 2 minutes. So they're only seeing part of the video. So if I only want to focus on part of a longer video, that is a great thing that you can do in Google Slides. We also talked about in previous like newsletters and things, putting a video into Google Slides so that the students aren't being taken to YouTube. And something you can do if you are creating a slideshow with maybe just some information or a video that they're watching and you're not having them edit it at all or write any of their own things, something that you can do is you can take the end of this URL and type all the way up to edit and delete it and type present. And then if you copy this link into Google Classroom, then they're just seeing, they can just play it, they can go from slide to slide, and they don't see all of the other options, all of the other things on the side. Miles, do you want to talk about adding some audio?
Yes. All right, let me share my screen. So I'm gonna just show you quickly how to add some audio, just in case you want to have audio instructions for your students, or maybe you have a lot of words on there that might be for your students to read. You can add audio on there as well. So the tool that I like to use is just a free online voice recorder, and it's called online-voice-recorder.com, and Charles will put that in the chat. But it's a free audio recording button. So basically all I have to do is click the record button. It will start recording my voice, and then I need to be able to save it somewhere. So show you how this works. Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about math. Here are some of your instructions. So when you're done, you just go ahead and hit the stop button. It's going to ask you, you can play it back. You can kind of trim it a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot of options on here. It's very basic. When I click save, this is where you will need to have some options when you save it. So when I click save, I usually like to save it to my Google Drive file stream. So if you haven't downloaded Google Drive file stream, I would suggest you do that for your computer. If you are on a Chromebook, I change your settings in your Chromebook so it asks you where you want your files to go. So it doesn't just go to your downloads, but it will actually go to Google Drive. So I just save it usually in Google Drive file stream, and then I can choose exactly which folder I want to put it in. And let's say for this one, put it in Screencastify, give it a name, example recording, and I'm going to go ahead and just save it. So now when it records, so now I'm going to go back to Google Slides, and I can go to Insert Audio, and I'm going to go down to Recent, or over to Recent, and there's my example recording. I can select it, and it's going to create that audio and have a little button that I can customize and kind of put in. I can put it in the corner so that way you can add your instructions and things like that. So that's a great idea for students who might struggle with reading all the directions and need that audio. That as well. Any questions on that? Any other suggestions of when you might use audio? Okay, again, it's online voice recorder, really easy. I think the main thing is just making sure that your settings are set so that you have a choice of where you want to save it. And like I always like to save it to Google Drive, and I would create a folder in Google Drive that when you're in Google Drive, so let me scroll down to Screencastify. The easiest thing to do is just, it's taking a minute to get down there. But let's just say you have a folder called audio. I would just right click on it. And that's why it's shared with me. I need my drive. So I would just right click. It's gonna take a second to load, because I have too many files. There we go. Right click on the folder, and then you want to share, and you're gonna change the folder settings. So click advanced, click on private, click on anyone with the link in view, and then whenever you add your audio files into that folder, they will already have the link permissions on there, and you're not gonna have to change those later. You're not gonna get a lot of emails saying so-and-so has requested access for this file. So that's just a little tip to create a folder with all your audio files and then change the folder settings to anyone with the link can view. So that is how an easy way that you could add audio to your Google Slides. So I'll send it back to you, Katie.
Thank you. So another thing you can use Google Slides for is to have your students create their own slide within a slideshow and make a collaborative project. So there's a couple different ways you can set it up. You could put all your instructions on the first page or on one of the pages and, you know, say that you want, maybe I want to change the layout. So here I can look at my different layouts. So maybe I'm going to put their name on the top, and then I'm going to write their instructions, like write about your spring break. And then I can go and I can make a copy of the slide for each student. One way you can easily duplicate a slide is to have it selected and hit Control-D, and that will duplicate the slide. Then you need to think about how are you going to let your students know which slide that they are going to be adding their information to. So you could go back, you could tell them to choose their class number, but just be careful, because if you do the first slide as instructions or something else, and you start slide 1 or student 1 on the second slide, make sure you tell them where to look, because sometimes that gets confusing for students. Or you can go and you can put their name on each one so that it's super easy and there's no way that they can get confused. Another thing that you can do is you can make like a master template with all of their names. So if I want this one, I'm gonna delete that one. I can put Miles and then change it to Heather. I should have added a bunch of those first. And then Charles. Anyway, so you can put all of your students in, and then you can save this. You could save this as like the names for the master template. Another layout that might be helpful is just the one that has the title only. Oops, I'll change that. And then something you can do is then you can edit the master, the template. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to go under slides and edit master. So what I'm going to do is every time I have a slide that looks like this, I want to change what's on that slide. So I would save this as the name, so you don't have to type the names in every time, and then go into slides, edit master when you're starting a new assignment. Now I can go and add things. If I want something that's not going to be changed by the students, I'm going to put a text box. So I want to, on all of their slides, I want it to say, write about your spring break. Now when the students go to their slide, they're not going to be able to edit that. And then I can add a placeholder, and this is something they will type in. And I'm going to add in a placeholder. And on their slide, it'll just say like type your text. It won't have all of those different levels. I can go ahead and I can add an image. let's say they read a lot, or you want to do something related to a book they're reading or anything like that. You can go and add something. And they won't be able to change this image. It will be on all the slides. They won't be able to move it. They won't be able to change it. You can go ahead and change the background, the size of things. Let me see. I can change the background color. And it's going to change it on all the slides. So now when I can go and I can delete these other ones. They're not going to be using that one or that one or that one. Any of these ones they're not going to use. You can delete them. And then when I hit exit, now their names are still on the slides and they won't be able to change the write about the spring break. They won't be able to move the image, but they will be able to write about their spring break here. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Katie, just to clarify, when you're changing the master for this particular slide presentation, it only does it for that slide presentation. It doesn't change it for all of your slides, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't change it for all of your slides. And that's why it might be helpful to make one with all of your names first. And then you can just reuse that same one with all their names over and over again, and you don't have to type their names every single time. Are there any questions on Google Slides in general?
So to ask a question, you can unmute your mic or you can add your question to the chat.
Okay. No one has any questions then. Oh, will you read? Yes, I will review how to add a YouTube video. So when you're in a slide, I'm going to go insert video. And you can search right here, or if you already know the URL, you can paste it right here. If I go to search, Studio C, search, find the one that I want, click on it, and hit select. And then if the format options have disappeared, if you right click on it, you can go to format options and they'll open back up. And here's how you can start and end at a certain time. Any other questions? Okay, I think we'll go ahead and end then. Thank you guys for coming.
Great job, Katie.
Yep, nice.